Apple or iOS store. And voila, like I say, guys, the voice of the people.
To the local scene. Nation's capital as we take you straight to the glass house. Good news, I must say, as we hear that the Super Eagles head coach is set to be announced in few days time, not few hours, not few months, but in few days time. This is as a result as one of our opponents in the group stage of the AFCON qualification round, permit me to say, I beg your pardon, the World Cup qualification. Mutasa led the Zimbabwe Football Association Normalization Committee has appointed Michel Nice as the new coach of the Super Eagles opponent. Talking about the Warriors of Zimbabwe. The 57-year-old German is the first substantive Warriors coach since Firebrand Kriat Zrikov Lugorisic was signed for Zimbabwe. And the glass says, I haven't heard that news. I say, come on now, we need to make this done. Talking about getting the head coach of the Super Eagles as soon as possible. Reports we are getting is that Gusso is currently in Nantes, France, and he said that the NFF Technical Committee has already shortlisted 3 coaches, of which one of them will be chosen. Although he declined to name the names as he would not want to interfere with the committee's assignment, but it was gathered that the current coach of the France women's team, Jean-Marie Roger Renaud, that is his full name, is among those coaches shortlisted. That is a rumor. Words on the street has it that Renaud, for short, is one man that is touted to be the next coach of the Super Eagles.
I love the fact that, don't forget, the guy who brought about this news, reporter, is far away in France covering the Paris Olympic Games. The president of the Nigerian Football Federation, Alhaji Ibrahim Gusso, also is in Paris, also with the Sport Falcons for the Olympic Games.
True.
And you see that he is trying to sneak out some snippet from the president, and all he could tell us that, don't worry, it's a matter of days. They've had a 3-shot list, of coaches. But he was tight-lipped on who those coaches were. For me, I think he's doing the right thing. Let the committee do the job. But my problem is how long it's taking. But now, you talk about Zimbabwe, who just got themselves a new coach. They know they have to prepare. Nigeria totally playing at the World Cup qualifier.
Michael Nice.
We're not only playing at the World Cup qualifier, but also playing as well at the AFCON qualifier.
Absolutely.
Our opponent, unfortunately, fortunately, 2 of the guys in the World Cup qualifiers are in the same group again.
Benin Republic.
These are familiar foe. Benin Republic and, of course, Rwanda. So it tells you that, to me, I don't think we're wasting too much time in appointing a coach. See, we want a local coach appointed, let him begin the job already. And not give us that, that finish the job effect that I'm always talking about.
Sport Bishop, let me hold you on your thought for just a moment. The way I'm saying it is like a certain Reneuve might be the next man for the Super Eagles. This is the reason. The entire entourage of the NFF, as well as the big boys in the sport ministry, are currently in France. And the Reneuve contract will come to an end on the 11th of August. And that should be the closing say that before now that Reneuve has told the Super Eagles, the handlers of the NFF, talking about the sports administrators, that look, I'm going to earn above 200 million monthly, to which they say they will find a way around it. 200 million naira monthly, to which they say they will find a way around it. Everybody is in France. Reneuve is in France. His contract is will be ending in the next 12 days. Are we not seeing Reneuve as the next head coach for the Super Eagles instead of prolonging the inevitable?
I'm not one who like to delve on speculations. I like to let the cookie crumble and then we begin to pick the cookies from the ground. For me, I think the NFF president is there for the Paris Olympic Games. Most of the discussion, apart from this one, has been about the girls and how well they perform. Unfortunately, they haven't. For Renard, he has a contract. His contract is that, don't forget, they're playing on home soil. The ladies are doing well.
Absolutely.
Though he may be thinking of life after the France women national team, his major target will be, focusing on ensuring that the girls win the competition in their home soil. So this to me is more of a distraction for Renard than even a good thing. But there is no smoke without fire.
Absolutely.
The rumors are saying that he could be the man. Like I said, the question is, can we afford him? Remember how much we paid for Finidi George? It is lesser, far lesser than whatever Haranas would take. That would take even times 20 or what Finidi George would take. So do we have the fundings at the Ministry of Sport willing to assist as well? Okay, that's when they're not going to assist. Do we have sponsors who will say, okay, we take up the payment of the manager? It's because at the end of the day, it doesn't. It be like to go to Super Eagles. Look, can we afford Pep Guardiola? That's the big question. So wait and see how all this competition comes about. But I still think they're wasting too much time. By now, we should have known the manager, and the man should have gotten to work already.
Absolutely, no time to waste. We have our opponents who have been training mentally for their games, even though we are not in a FIFA window for countries to start assembling themselves for 1 or 2 friendly games or for a major tournament qualification. But we continue to keep our fingers crossed as we await the coach to be announced by the Nigerian Football Federation, talking about the coach of the Super Eagles. And away from that, Sport Bishop, the Nigerian Premier Football League will be kicking off on the 31st of August, and we hear that several workshops, several things have been put in place from various clubs recruiting new managers, players moving here and there, clubs are trying to fine-tune their merchandise, as well as others trying to also crumble their team of management, talking about Nasarawa United, Asokota United, and what have you. Others are renovating their stadium.
Sani Abacha Stadium in Kano.
You can go on and on.
Apaki Stadium in Makodi.
But the recent we are hearing, Sport Bishop, is that several faculties enriching workshop has been scheduled by the Nigerian Premier Football League as part of the build-up to the commencement of the new season. We hear that the NPFL Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Davison Oumi, described the workshops as the league's continued development program aimed at bringing the various operatives at clubs in the NPFL secretariat up to date on their professional duties. The first in the series will be a workshop in Kaduna for club medicals officials, and is being facilitated by a board member and former Super Eagles forward Daniel Omokachi through his Daniel Omokachi Foundation. The workshop will hold on the 13th of August, and the participants are expected in Kaduna on the 12th of August. So it's more or less making sure that the various club medical officers get in sync with the challenges involving the players while on and off the field, as well as other training. Remember that the first we had was the CAFC training for our women.
It's on break for 2 weeks right now.
Absolutely.
It's on August. Don't forget as well that the referees as well
yes,
began their preparation already in Abuja. The first badge, and after that it will be the second badge.
True.
And don't forget as well that the teams are already on pre-season training. So let's believe for the first time in a while that the August 31st date will be sacrosanct, and it will not be postponed, as it has been the norm for our league for a very long time. So good one. We hear that now they're moving to, of course, getting the teams ready for the competition.
Absolutely.
Getting them up to speed with latest medical facilities and how to encounter different challenges faced by these players. Kudos has to go to the Honorable Benga Lebele's board. We know that Benga Lebele right now is in Spain. He just signed a deal with the La Liga. There are 17 boys who are going there for a tour, led by the coach of Bayelsa United, Coach Ladan Boso. Don't forget again, they just signed a partnership with Sevilla. So it seems the body language of the MPFL looks like it's a
it's a forward-thinking movement.
Absolutely.
It seems like the Nigerian Premier Football League is moving to the permanent side with all these positive moves, but for the clubs as well as the players as well. Looking at the future, looking at officiating, looking at sponsorship deals, and what have you.
Looking at the communication gadget for the referees.
Absolutely.
Except VAR. But
we are coming there. Come on.
But hopefully one of these days we'll get to hear from David Sinowumi, the COO, to speak to us about how the countdown is. I know I had a chit chat with him, which we did play here, where he talked about the fact that the date is sacrosanct, that all hands are on deck. I want to hear, because he's in charge of the operatives, he's in charge of how the league is run. So he must have a first-hand information on what we want to get concerning the league. We're hearing also report that a certain Beyond Limit has sold their
to Heartland. It is official now. It is confirmed.
Okay, we'll hear from that how is it finally ratified by the MPFL. All these and more at some point before the kick start of the season. Hopefully, I'm sure I'm going to get David Sinowumi to speak to us about that. But like I said, the countdown to the MPFL is on.
Aside David Omi, who is the chief operating officer of the Nigerian Premier Football League, we will also get to, if not the media officer, but also, I don't think the coach has much to say. The media officer, because he's in charge of information, talking about Hadland Football Club. Yeah. Let us hear from them why they choose to steal, not really steal, they bought it. They bought it. And of course, from Beyond Limit as well, we try to get the media officer or someone from the management team.
I'll get it. I think we've got the media. Is a friend of the house as well. So
definitely,
we'll get to see why Beyond Limits are not wanting to play in a league. I was waiting to see the Remo Stars Beyond Limits.
Let us hear from them because, of course, right here on the show, we love to go in depth and give you the best where you can get anywhere. A sport beach of the entire city of Abuja is really agog as a Unity Cup is nearing its commencement. As we hear that the likes of Niger Tornadoes, not forgetting Nasarawa United, and of course, the defending champions. They are also right here in Patrick Ngwogu, popularly known as Odogu, said that the three teams have completed all the modalities for participation and ready to go. Talking about the teams that just touched down Abuja, it's going to be a sport fiesta.
Absolutely, it's like I said, the 4th year in a row. They've never failed for once to host. How in the local, how we go take run this one now? As things no sponsors, no plenty. But he said, come on, if we can get the teams to come. May not be as flamboyant, but we make sure that the team gets what they always. They always call to act. How would the Unity Cup be? They're always anticipating it, and it'll be a sad or a slap on their face to tell them that I'm sorry, there is no fun, so we can't hold it. So I'm happy the likes of Niger Tornadoes, the likes of Nasarawa United, Kano Pillars, they're already in town, and I'm telling you, Abuja is gonna be having an extravaganza of football as we count down. Like I said, we continue the countdown to the Nigerian Premier Football League.
Exactly 12 days from today, the Unity Cup will be on its way. And trust us to give you first-hand coverage, live interviews, exclusive sections from your favorite football players, football coaches, as well as live coverage of the game. That is what Sport Lounge gives you only on Voice of the People, 96.1 FM.
Absolutely. Even before the game begins, hopefully we'll
Can we now go to a club that refused to sack their coach? Rather, they have given their coach a contract extension to which he received with open arms. Talking about Kennedy Boboye, we hear that he has now put pen to paper to extend his contract with Sunshine Stars Football Club of Akure for at least another season as head coach. The board of Ondo State Footballer Agency has also approved the appointment of Bobola Akinfolari as the first assistant coach, while Benga Okunwa was made a second assistant coach. Sunshine Stars didn't fare too badly last season, even though we know that they can do much better. A team that produced the likes of Godfrey Obuabuna as well as other top stars. You can go. What a terrific striker he was during his glory days. But then, why are you nodding your head? Wasn't he good during this time? I will off your mic, Sport Bishop. Come on.
Anyway, guys, kudos to Kennedy Boboye. I remember the last time when he had that issue with the Abia Warriors. Remember before they went down, when he was fired
for the wrong reason. To me, for the wrong reason.
Was it Heartland, right? It was Heartland. It was Heartland. It was Heartland. Was it Heartland? Yes. When the coach was fired, and then he was told to leave the job, ordered by the governor. Look at what the man has done in a really short period of time. He's now been, he's now the toast of football in Warri Wolves. And it tells you that the guy is a happy man. So kudos to Kennedy Boboye, signed a new contract. It seems, finally, I think the MPF begins to listen to our cry, A certain Benga Gubote, the Oracle, did sign a 2-year contract as well, extension with Shooting Stars as well. Also, if you
quite right, it was Abia Warriors to which that season they were relegated, and then they had to come back about 2 seasons later.
So it tells you a lot. So for me, I'm happy for the young man. It's a good thing for him, but I'm more happy for the coaches in the fact that we now see coaches get 2-year contract, 3 years contract,
and we know the duration of this contract.
Exactly, yeah,
unlike before.
The time we gave him a contract. So it's a good one. But anyway, like for the only person I feel a little bit sad for is Paul Ofo. When the Caterpillars issue, the board dissolved and not dissolved, and you know what went down. We heard a new board has been already instituted. They also met with the governor of the commissioner of sport, talking about Kakonkoso, and he spoke to them about the fact that Sunday Battle Stadium will be rebuilt in batches. But my problem is, where does this leave Paul for? Nobody has answered that question. But that's the big question.
That is the big question, but for me, I know that that issues will be sorted out. It is
But
just
getting a new coach, that's how to sort it out.
I don't think so, because he has actually put pen to paper, though it was just a day old.
Don't be too sure. Is the Nigerian Premier Football?
Paulo Four is such a good coach, and that is why I will clamor if we can have an association for ex league players as well as an association for ex Super Eagles players. I am yet to see an association for NPFL coaches. And that is where the likes of popularly known Aboki coach, talking about the former coach of Sokoto United, had that issue. And up until now, his colleague could not rally around him if truly he was right or wrong. And now,
there's a lot of issues, man.
Aside that spot, Bishop, and now a certain Paulo for, if we had that association for coaches, I believe they would have spoken out for him.
Absolutely. It is what it is. Even for Kenny Boboyi, when it was left, how can you give a job at the cost of five? They would have spoken out for him as well. What happened?
But that was a long time ago. 2016. That's a long time ago. 8 years, actually.
It's not too long, my brother.
8 years.
Yeah, not too long. No,
2016.
You know, this didn't happen this season. I'm trying to remember, this season it did happen. I'm trying to remember. Was it Kennedy Boboyi?
Kennedy Boboyi was with Aqua United between 2019 and 2022. That was 2 seasons ago. But before then, he was at Remo Stars. That was in the entire season of 2019. But then he was the head coach of Plateau United between 2016 and 2018, when Abia Warriors were relegated in 2016.
And then he moved to. He didn't stay long. Now, he didn't stay up to 3-4 games. Remember, in 4 games he won 3. And then he lost, he drew 1.
I guess it was an internal issue that showed Kennedy Boboyi the exit door.
They fired the coach and appointed him. And then after some period, for like 2 or 4 weeks later, the governor gave an order to reinstate the old coach back. And the rest, they say, is history. But nobody cried blue blood, you know, at that period. So why would we not cry now for Paulo, for who has not even played the game? You know,
it's quite funny. It's quite laughable for us, but I believe the camp of Paulo Four will not be happy. This is not how you treat a coach.
No, at all. The contract will be sacked. See, board members will leave, management will go, but the contract remains. Not like when a new management in like Arsenal or Liverpool comes, they tell the whole players, go now. They want to get our own. It doesn't work that way.
Absolutely,
contract must be respected. And that's how we're clamoring for the Nigerian Premier Football League.
0808-312-8618. 0808-312-8618. You can start calling. You can also start dropping your messages on WhatsApp. If it's a WhatsApp voice note, WhatsApp call, you can start letting us, in fact, interrupt a conversation with your caller. If you want to drop it on a YouTube, be rest assured that we will give a listen to your contribution. We want you to start calling as early as possible so we do not get to the end of the shows and your calls start coming. No, come on, guys. You can start interrupting our conversation as well as start sending your message at this time so we can give attention to your voice. We love to hear from you. What do you think about the stories we have dropped so far? And for the coach of the Super Eagles, do you think that this few days that they are telling us it will be few days indeed, or few days we'll get to few months, a few weeks, then few months, and then 3 weeks to March where we'll be playing Rwanda? We will now get a coach. Your calls, we can see your calls coming. Do not relent. Keep those calls coming on 0808-312-8618. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the show.
Hello.
A very good evening to you.
Hello.
Good evening. What's the name of where you're calling from?
Hello.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Oh wow, it seems that you have 2 callers back. The network is really playing a prank on you.
Absolutely.
080-312-8618. All right, Sport Bishop, let's move as we keep taking calls from our callers. We hear that the Nationwide League 1 has lifted the ban on 4 Ogbomoso United players and officials. Finally, these players will now breathe a sigh of relief. We hear that the personnel were earlier banned by the NLO following a widely reported assault on match officials during the 2023-2024 season. The NLO confirmed this in a memo sent to the club. Now, this is what part of the memo. This is what it reads. It reads, after several consideration of the later appeal by your club to the NLO, we are pleased to inform you that the ban and sanctions are placed on your players and officials are hereby void. The decision comes after a thorough review of the incident in a recognition of the commitment to uphold the values of sponsorship and professionalism in future engagement. I will hold on the memo while I take this call. Hello, good evening, and welcome to the show.
Hello, good evening.
Oh, wow. And the call drop again. Do not relent. We know that for a while,
the network service providers are having a sick leave, but don't worry. We will overcome. So keep the calls coming. Like I said, if you're feeling difficult to get to us on normal call, please don't forget to use the WhatsApp. WhatsApp calls is also acceptable. The same number, WhatsApp voice note, WhatsApp messages, SMS, the same number. It's simple, 0808 312 8618. 0808 312 8618.
And a continuation of the memo being sent to Ogbomoso United by the NLO, it reads further, we sincerely expect professionalism and integrity, fair play from your club dedication to foster a positive and healthy environment in football. Whatever ban, talking about the fine, and of course some matches ban, everything has been lifted. Finally, those players and officials can now go to church and give a thanksgiving.
Now my question is this: what does this do to the league? You give him a player a ban and you lift it after. What does it mean? You give him a slap on the wrist and expect tomorrow not to have crowd troubles.
Actually, a sport bishop. Let's refresh the mind of our listeners what actually happened.
Yeah.
It was between Ogbomoso FC and a club in an NNO, talking about that should be from the northern region. It should be Jigawa Golden Stars.
Yeah.
Where after the game, a call was made against Ogbomoso United, and the assistant coach went and assaulted the first linesman, and some of the players went into the field.
Now you see the player you painted the picture. They now understand why I feel so sad that they let them off the cliff. You know, this will be a start of the deterrent. We want to take hooliganism, want to take violence away from our league. We say no to that. If you're beaten, accept it. The top teams in the world are beaten in their home ground.
True.
The top teams in the world are beaten in the away ground, are beaten in neutral ground. It's beaten, they are beatable. So there's the best of them still were beaten at some point in their ground. So no team is impeccable. No team is untouchable. When you get beaten, you take it from your chin and move on, man. So I'm not too happy with the call by the NLO, the Nationwide League One. But again, let's hope that the
so air is human. Come on,
the little ban that has been given to them would help, get us up and running. But I'm not really happy, sincerely, with what's really going on with our because this NLO and NNL are the best child of the MPFL.
True.
Most of the players must have come from the lower rank to the biggest league in the land. So we need to sensitize that league. It's very, very possible, very, very important that we get our acts together.
All right, let's go on our first official commercial break, and of course lubricate our lips, talk to our service providers to allow our listeners call us and also send their message. And when we return, we will be moving straight to the Olympics, and we will talk about Team Nigeria.
Absolutely.
Talking about the latest from the kit sponsor, and perhaps one of our man over there will definitely connect to us.
Let's take this call before we go on the break.
And allow this caller take us on the break.
Hello, what's the name? Where are you calling from? Hello, good evening. What's the name? Where are you calling from? Hello? Oh, wow. Crazy stuff, if you ask me. Okay, fine, boy. What do we do?
Let's go on this break.
Yeah, when we come back, guys, we go to the Olympics. Lots are happening. Team Nigeria or not? Well, Lua, come on, in badminton was in action. It's going to be in action today, so I think that's the only Nigerian action today.
Absolutely.
So let's pray to the gods that they follow suit to what the Tigers will be doing. For now, we'll take a breather and we come back, guys. More to come on Spotland. This is Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja.
All right, welcome back. It is still your favorite sports show, Sport Lounge, reaching you exclusively from a Voice of the People, 96.1 FM, Abuja. Yes, it is the second half of the show, and Franklin Imona, the one you love to call Uncle Fineboy, is still here, and I've got my partner on the show.
The Nonsoarin Zechi, Chicken Nonsoarin Zechi, of course. Come on, the sport bishop, the magistrate, the pilot, the prophet, the professor, reporting for duty.
All right, and just so you know, we are still streaming live on our YouTube handle. It is a Voice of the People, 96.1 FM Abuja. Also on Radio Garden, the address is the same, VOP 96.1 FM Abuja for short. And on the studio line earlier, we noticed that our network was giving us a little hinge, and our engineers had to fix that. Just in case you cannot get us on that number, you can also reach us on our second line, which is 0700 010 961 961. It is not too much. It is a customized just for you. 0700 010 961 961. That is the number that you can reach us live on the show. Also on WhatsApp, you can still connect to us on WhatsApp with that number.
Exactly. You can send a WhatsApp note, a WhatsApp voice note, a WhatsApp message. Send us a WhatsApp call. You do an S 700 010 961 961. That is 0700 010 961 961. Fine boy, can we fly to Paris?
Absolutely.
A sparkle in your eyes, must be your dreams coming alive. So get out there, don't look back. This is your chance, this is your chance. Drive down that road with the heart full of hope.
That is the chance for a certain Okpeyori later tonight. He has got the chance to redeem the image of Nigeria in the ongoing 2024 Olympic Games. It is not looking good for Team Nigeria as boxers out. Before we talk about Okpeyori for a moment, Sport Bishop, let's our listeners know that a certain Ogunse Milore has finally been banned from the Olympic following a failed drug test that was conducted off the ring. Recall that the IOC has earlier sent a memo all around that of course, athletes will be tested randomly, and anyone who is found culpable, of course, they would definitely face the penalty. And then we hear that Cynthia, who was tested, and a blood was tested positive for the banned substance, furosemide, was definitely sent out of the village, even though she has the right to appeal. But we hear that the result of the appeal will not come in hand before she official first game, but it seems that all hope is lost in boxing.
Absolutely. It tells you where we are. You know, the players, the minister tried to shift the bulk of blame to Cynthia Ogunse-Milore. He said they have testing, but you don't know what these athletes are doing when you're not with them. And we hear that substance she was found with was a cleansing agent. It helps, clean away all banned substances in your body. So the question is, what is that substance doing in your body if you haven't taken something, understand, shady? So that's what the WADA is talking about. So wait and see. She was provisionally banned. Now we can confirm that she's been sent out of the games village. We'll now wait and see what happens next. But like I said, she's got a right to appeal. But unfortunately, the appeal would not begin until the end of the Olympic Games. So for now, it means that, again, no medal in boxing, no medal in tennis. Football is at the brink of dumping out. Basketball started on the high note. They play France on Thursday. And of course, Okpeyori, we're playing later today.
And talking about Okpeyori, that game here is less than an hour to kick off, 6:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Here, Okpeyori will take on Switzerland. Tobias Kunze Swansea in a Group N contest. The match will hold on court 1 of La Capelle Arena. It is a round of 16 contest. That means it is a knockout stage.
Absolutely.
The moment you are beaten, you go back home.
You pack your bag and you leave the games village.
Oh no, Alakpo! I'll record that.
Is the team captain?
Absolutely, and he's a ranked number 1
in Africa.
Yeah. And of course, he won gold medal in the just concluded All African Games in badminton. And this man has
He's won the All Africa game. He's won the African Badminton Championship. He's African champion. He hasn't been beaten in Africa, but this is a different ball game. You're playing against the top.
Some of the Australian players were complaining that the Tigers were extremely physical, and that was the reason they couldn't withstand the power of this team. Even though Rena Wakama, the coach of the Tigers team, has come out to say that we knew how to tame the Australians, and we did tame them not only with our strength but with our doggedness. Winning 3 quarters out of 4 is no mean feat, Sport Bishop.
First win in 20 years. The last time Nigeria won a basketball game was in Athens 2000. That's 1. 2, she said the Nigerian tenacity. I quite agree with her because, like I said, heading to the tournament, we didn't expect to be so glorious, and so kudos to Reni Wakama, the coach of the team. Kudos to the girls as well. They felt we were too physical. Why didn't they turn the game to become tactical? I believe in always playing to your strength.
Absolutely.
Wakama saw that our girls are powerful. They've got
very thick ladies.
Absolutely, they can go all the way. And she made it a bit physical, and the Australians, they call them the ZD. So far, the Olympics. I think I'm trying to savor the moment because I think it's been excruciating for Nigeria.
Bad news. I don't bring bad news, but come on, I just had to let our listeners know that aside basketball, to which we did well in table tennis, it is confirmed that we will not get any medal. Why? Nigerians last table tennis player at the Paris Olympic Games are talking about Fatima Bello as she crashed out after losing 4 love to France Jia Nanhuan in the women's singles round of 64. That name, Jia Nanhuan, it sounds Chinese, right? But come on, she is a French player. 11-1, 11-3, 11-3, 11-5. It was a clean swoop. Her exit follows 3 other Nigerian table tennis players, the likes of Aruna Kadri, Olajimedi Omotayo, and of course Ofyong Idem, who were also beaten in the first round. Bello, a debutant, struggled to match the speed and precision of her opponent, ultimately leading to her elimination from the competition. Tennis, 0. Boxing, 0. Football is looking like we may not get anything from it, but someone say all hope is not lost. Following the 6 points that was deducted from the Canadians team, that is, even if they get 6 points, it will be deducted. But how will this favor the Super Falcons?
But there's also a stinker to that. We hear the Canadian team and Canadian Football Federation have gone to appeal. They said they were not appealing against the ban. They're not appealing against the suspension of their coach. All they're appealing against is either there is a reduction or cancellation of the point deducted so that they can have a chance to move to the next round. That's the big issue. If the appeal will take place on Wednesday. So if that appeal is overturned by FIFA, then Nigeria's chance could be thrown into the gutters, into the rafters. But if that ban is not overturned, then all we need to do is go against Japan and get a good result, and we could be smiling to the bank. So wait and see how things pan out, guys. Wait for Wednesday. Meaning Nigerians will be thinking of how Wednesday will go, when they will be focusing on their game that will take place tomorrow as well. But that really has to go their way, and they have to get the job done against Japan, if and only if they would be playing in the knockout stage of the Olympics.
0700 010 961 961 0700 010 961 961 or 0808 312 8618.
That is 0808 312 8618. Sending your messages, WhatsApp messages, WhatsApp voice call, WhatsApp voice note. You can send us an SMS or call us either of the numbers. Either whether it's WhatsApp or any of the numbers, you get to us live. Our job is, it's only one thing, guys, to give you a voice, and that's why we're here. Let the calls keep coming in, please, guys, so that we don't get to do a rush out towards the ending of the show.
Absolutely. You can also take our alternative means, and that is on YouTube.
Yeah.
Do well to go there, see what we are doing, comment on the stories so far, as I will love to hear from you. Sport Bishop, let's rush through some of the biggest stories from the Olympics, and then we look at the medal table
Yeah.
and see how Team Nigeria
It's
and
fair.
it is sad.
Yeah.
It is that kind of news that when I break it, my heart is usually heavy because I'm a lover of women. When I mean I'm a lover of women, I mean I love women being treated fairly and also treated well. But this news sitting right in front of us, Sport Bishop, is not something that we should take lightly. We hear that the Australian Olympic team chief Anna Maries has reportedly asked the contingent to be vigilant even as French police launches an investigation to allegations by an Australian woman that she had been gang raped in Paris. Anna Maries urged the athletes to take extra care during the Paris game amid heightened security concern. The 25-year-old, which her name of course was withheld, reported that she sought shelter in a kebab shop located in Pigalle district where she was gang raped. CCTV footage shows her dress partially torn. No arrest has been made, but a report has it that the incident has been taken as gang rape.
Yeah,
What's
absolutely.
going on?
Shocking anyway, but that is why we like to tell the athletes to ensure they remain in the game village and only leave only when necessary. That's what we tell the minister had spoken to them. Be very careful, vigilant. In a no man's land. You know, you don't know much of the places. So it is what it is. This is happening every time. At the World Cup, we saw issues of stealing and theft in Brazil. All you need to do is safe. Ensure they are in the right place at the right time. Ensure that you're in a place where people are mixed. Like I said, she went to she looked for shelter elsewhere and got something wrong. So we say no to any kind of violence, any kind of this, but the athletes have a duty to themselves to keep themselves safe every time.
Absolutely. And now we hope that the culprits are finally apprehended and brought to book.
Absolutely. To have a deterrent to another man or woman who want to go play hanky-panky at the Olympics.
Absolutely. And from that, we move to tennis, still in the Olympics, as we hear that British number one, Jack Drapier, faded in the Paris heat as the nation's interest in the Olympic singles ended in the second round. We hear that Drapier lost a 7-6, 3-6, 2-6, 2 American 7 seed Taylor Fritz on the Roland Garros clay. We hear that the heat was really hot. 30 degrees Celsius, and Drapier, who could not manage that length of playing in that kind of temperature, had to fall, and Fritz won 10 of the next 13 games to reach the round of 16. We hear that later today, Andy Murray will play alongside Dan Evans in what could be their final match of the former world number one's illustrious career.
Unfortunately, he didn't participate in the single. He says body can't take it, but he will do the doubles. He was not lucky enough to dump out Japan duel of Kei Nishikori and his teammate Daniel Toro. Now they are through to the next round. Hopefully they win. If they don't win, this could be the final game for a certain Andy Murray. Don't forget yesterday as well, a certain Rafa Nadal was dumped out by Novak Djokovic in the men's
singles.
Nadal, who was hoping to play at the Olympics, dumped out. But one man's dream of winning the Olympics, he's won everything in tennis except the Olympics. His name is Novak Djokovic. He moves on. Wait and see how far he can go at the Olympics as well. So I'm loving the tennis season around that one. We hope everything ends well. But come on, Djokovic, Draper knocked out Nadal this one.
Absolutely, he looks like the strongest contender left.
If not
in
for
the
the fact
singles.
that Nadal was giving him this, farewell, it would have allowed Carlos Alcaraz half on for Spain. But it is what it is.
From that, it is still 0700 010 961 961 0700 010 961 961. We can see your likes, we can see your follow on our YouTube page. You can accompany that with your thoughts, your comments. Bishop, our timer is really going ding dong. But before we go, let's let Manchester United know that it's now moving from fire to what now? should we say, to not flame, not smoke, but something hotter than fire. As we hear that Manchester United duo of Marcus Rashford and Tyrell Malaysia, you are involved in a nasty car crash over the weekend.
Yeah.
Malaysia, who just played 13 minutes in the entire
From one knee injury to back injury, now accident. Malaysia, come on. Who do you this one?
I wonder.
Really sad, man. The accident happened on Friday. Anyway, Malaysia is out indoors, so that's not too bad news for Man United. But for Rashford, a player who everybody thought he would reignite his career this season, this will be his year, you know. And there was rumors to report that he could also be leaving. That there are a lot of suitors every time he turn up the pitch of play. Fantastic for Arteta. He's continuing to build his back line. You know, Arsenal suffered for lack of steel, lack of competition in that back line, backup.
And he has so many games
to play. The guy can play as
play.
a centre back and left back. The guy is solid. He's tall. He brings that area threat.
And he's just 22.
And he's just 22 years of age. He had a great season with Bologna as well. And it's come on, one of the first name in the Italian national team. So this recent time. So kudos to Arsenal. Also going the other way is Emil Smith Rowe as well. He moved to Fulham. We hear £27 million. With the cup and European successes, if they do well in Europe and if they win cups, but the one we are sure is £27 million. They must pay now to Arsenal for a record deal for Emil Smith Rowe. Hopefully he reignites his career. He was one of the academy players at Arsenal. Man United as well. So don't mind before you move on. We hear that they will decide at the end of this year whether they will be leaving Old Trafford for a bigger stadium. It will take them $2 billion to build the stadium
for 5 years.
Ratcliffe calls it the Wembley of Manchester. But the body will decide, including Gary Neville, whether they should stay at Man United and use 1.2 billion naira to do the deal. We'll wait and see how that one pans out. But it will take a longer period if they want to renovate the Old Trafford. But it is what it is for Man United. Wait and see what decision the Jim Ratcliffe and the team will make.
Finally, we hear that Kelechi Iheanacho have signed a 2 years contract with a Spanish side at Sevilla. We were celebrating Sevilla for partnering with the MPFL and now player.
Who just joined them. Now Kelechi Iheanacho is going to become a hub for Nigerian players.